Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Mind your business. Only on Money FM 89.3.
That's right. Welcome to Mind Your Business. I'm Ahmad Akhtar and I'm joined by Ryan Huang. Now, if you've been tuning in to Singapore radio for a while, the name Maddy Barber will probably ring more than just a few bells.
Yeah, that's right. She is a beloved voice from our sister station, Kiss 92 at one point. She lit up the airwaves with her wit, charisma, and unmistakable energy.
But today she's back not behind the mic, but in front of the gemstone world where she's carving out something truly brilliant. As the founder of Madly Gems, Maddy isn't just in the jewelry business, she's redefining it.
Yeah, so from the queen of radio to the queen of gems, pretty much. So from rare, ethically sourced colored gems to bespoke designs that tell personal stories, Madly has become one of the most exciting names in luxury, with clients from around the world seeking that perfect sparkle.
All right, so let's find out why she left broadcasting to build a gem empire. Let's welcome her on the show, Maddy Barber, founder of Madly Gems. Good morning.
Oh, thank you, guys. Now my head is so big, I can't walk out the door anymore.
Your reputation precedes you, in fact. Do you miss being around here?
I miss people, but I don't... You know how when you move forward, I have a belief that you don't look back, but you look back fondly, but it's not something you miss as in, oh, I wish I could do that again.
Yeah.
It's more like, I am so glad I did that, and now it's moving forward.
So pretty much building all the experiences you've accumulated along the way. So it's like a journey, and you just build on your strengths. And I think you've done a pretty good job at Madly Gems since 2014. So that means you're into your 11th year so far.
Yeah.
Pretty successful. You've opened shop in Dubai and more to come. How has it been so far?
Oof. I think the entrepreneur's journey, most will know it's not an easy one. There are ups, there are downs.
Yeah.
It's the ebb and flow of the business world. I have this philosophy where you over-prepare and go with the flow. So there are periods where you are so busy, you have no time to eat, you have no time to sleep, and it's go, go, go from the minute you wake up. And then there are lull periods where, like the last year has been a tough year economically for many businesses around the world, the big ones to small ones. And this is where you regroup, you consolidate, you do your admin, you fine-tune your back end. So you just have to ride the waves and keep on improving, keep on evolving. And that's what we do. So it's not easy, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's been 11 years now since you've founded Madly Gems, and a lot has happened. We had the biggest Black Swan event of the millennia in the form of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Oof.
Consumer preferences have evolved.
Yes.
Competition is stiff as well. So what makes Madly Gems stand out from the crowd?
I think there's always an element of luck. So when we started 10 years ago, bespoke was not the buzzword. Remember a few decades ago when boutique was the buzzword when it came to hotels? And every hotel, even though it wasn't a boutique hotel, was a boutique hotel.
It still is, depending on which country you're in.
Yeah. So it's the same thing with bespoke today. But when we started, nobody wanted to be a bespoke outfit because bespoke is more labor intensive. You have to spend a lot more time and you don't necessarily make more money. And it's definitely not easy to do. But we wanted to stay lean. There was just two of us when we started. So we had to be very, very focused with our resources, when we're talking about time and money. And right from the beginning, bespoke has always been very close to my heart because jewelry is the most personal thing you can own, in my opinion. And so I felt that it deserved all the time, all the effort that one should take to make it extra meaningful, extra beautiful, and intentional. So we always started as a bespoke outfit. Like, first and foremost, Madly is a bespoke jeweler, whereas most jewelers tend to be a jeweler and they do some form of customization, and many are definitely jumping on the so-called trend, but I think it's here to stay. It's always been around, but many are doing it much better, and I think we were at the beginning of that wave, which therefore made us pretty lucky, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you have a lot of lessons that you can share with other business owners or entrepreneurs because jewelry is a crowded space and you needed to find a bit of a niche, a way to stand out from the rest. And you managed to find a bit of a narrative going on, build a story, build a personality behind the brand. Walk us through that journey. What does someone going to Madly experience? What do they feel or experience when they go to Madly?
Okay, so there's a few things to unpack there. When it comes to entering a market in a crowded space, I think it's really important not to copy and not to just look at someone doing well and say, oh, that looks easy, I could do that. Let me tell you that if you want to do anything well and you really want to succeed at another level, nothing is easy. And you hear the word authentic being thrown around a lot as well. But it really has to come from your heart. I believe that. And for me, it was a mixture of head and heart. But it started with the heart first. So again, I have been going to jewelers with my mom, my aunts for a long time as a kid. And I realized there was nothing truly personal or bespoke about that process. It was just very hurried and harried, like very pasar malam. Nothing wrong with that.
Transactional?
Transactional. But when you are spending that kind of money, you don't want it to be hurried. Like, here, yeah, bargain, out you go. Sometimes you do, but when it's something that's a milestone piece, something extremely meaningful, you want the person to take time to listen to you, to understand, and it should be a journey of self-discovery.
Yep.
And that's what it is with Madly. For us, we realize that many clients walk in thinking that they are this kind of a person or thinking that this is what they want, and they walk out with something completely different. They are surprised, but pleasantly surprised, like, oh my gosh, I never knew I was a pink girl. And we always tell them, well, it's just the right shade of pink. Or when a stone speaks to you, it just draws you in and you are mesmerized by it and you can't walk out. And it is the right stone or the right color for this particular milestone. So I see it as a journey of self-discovery. And I think any experience can be about discovering a little bit more about yourself. You go a bit deeper. So that's what we do. And I think with Madly, we carved a niche, not so much intentionally. So again, it started with a real place. I love colors. Most people are quite hesitant about wearing colors. We overthink a lot. Does blue go with green? What about pink? Can it go with black? And there's a lot of overthinking. But you should just wear what you love that makes you feel good. And I've always loved colors because not every day I feel blue. Not every day I feel green. Different days I feel differently,
Yes.
And you should dress according to how you want to project to the world, not just how you feel. So there's so many ways to dress, right? Some people dress according to how they feel. Some dress according to how they project. I think it's a bit of both, and it can be fun, and it shouldn't be about overthinking, and there is no right or wrong. So I really wanted to do something with jewelry where it's not about right or wrong. It's about who you are, what's right for that moment, and how you feel, and what you want to project to the world. So there's just so many things about it, and I want to give women, men, the confidence to just wear what they love.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm just curious to know, you talk about carving out a niche. Who are your customers? What's your demographic these days?
Our customers range anything from the engagement crowd.
Okay.
So you're talking about, I suppose, mid-20s to early 30s. And then, of course, majority are women. But we have a lot of men. I mean, when it comes to engagement or push presents or anniversaries, we get the men. But I would say about 30% men, 70% women.
Okay.
And women up to 60 years old. So it's pretty broad. And Madly sits in a very nice place there because I suppose we are a pretty modern jeweler. So a lot of the young bring in their moms and then they have a great time. So multiple generations actually connect at a jeweler's like Madly?
Yeah. So I'm curious as well because you're the business owner. You're pretty much employee number one. You've got to do this and that, figure out how to get into new markets, figure out how to get new customers. You have a lot on your plate. Would you call yourself a good multitasker?
Ooh, I am not a great multitasker because I cannot do more than one thing at a time. So I really need to focus. I can do many things in a day, but I have to keep my focus very clear on one thing at a time, but it can be multiple things in a day.
All right. So for someone who's trying to go through that same journey, I've got it on my plate. What would you give as advice to navigate all these challenges?
So I think it's really important to stay focused and to understand that you have limited time, limited energy, and you have to decide where to put that time, focus, and effort. So if you talk about, let's go back to carving a niche, right? At the beginning when we started, yeah, sure, we want to do almost everything because you want to serve as many clients as possible. And Singapore, like many other markets, is predominantly a very diamond-centric market. And 50%, I think half the clients that were walking through our doors in the early days were all looking for diamonds. And sure, we wanted to do that too. But we found that we were spreading ourselves too thin because our passion, our true deep passion, and also our specialty was bespoke jewelry, bespoke designs, and colored gemstones. But here we were running around trying to source diamonds, which was not our niche. And when it comes to jewelers or jewelry shops selling diamond jewelry, it's a dime a dozen out there. There's just so many. And so you are competing with so many more established diamond dealers and jewelers. So we quickly realized that we could not keep doing this. It's not sustainable. And we made the decision to just stay very focused. We asked the question, what are we really good at? What are we really passionate about? Let's focus on that because, hey, there's only so much money you can make. Let's just be true to ourselves. And that's how we carve our niche. So I think it came a lot from heart. It was not a conscious decision or strategy. But yeah, you have to take care of the people behind the product. At that point, it was just two of us. So we were taking care of that as well, you know, our resources, our time, our effort. And it was probably one of the best decisions we ever made.
Okay, we haven't actually talked about this yet. Some of the beautiful products that you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And dare I ask, is the necklace you're wearing Madly Gem inspired?
Of course, I can only wear Madly Gem stuff.
Yeah, of course. So please tell us about that and other gemstones that are selling, maybe even your bestsellers.
Okay, so we, as you know, we specialize in rare colored gemstones. And this is a Paraiba tourmaline. Very interesting stone. It's one of the rarest stones and one of the most coveted stones in the world. There's none like it. It's like a Tiffany blue color, so to speak. And people love that turquoisey color. It was first discovered in Brazil in the 80s, and no one has ever seen a stone like that before, where when you heat it, it becomes neon. It glows.
Wow.
And I actually know of a few generational jewelers. I spoke to one from Germany, and he was a third-generation jeweler. And he said that when he first invested in Paraiba tourmaline, his dad said, "Are you crazy? Did you really pay that for a tourmaline?" He said, "There is nothing like this in the world, Dad. I have never seen anything like this before." And I can tell you that was one of the best decisions he ever made. Paraiba tourmaline has increased in value, I don't know, more than 1,000 folds since it was discovered. It's one of the most coveted gemstones. I would say that if money wasn't an issue, everybody would want one. And it is definitely a precious gemstone. So a misconception that I see a lot when it comes to the colored gemstone sphere is when they think colored gemstones means it's semi-precious. But that is a label, and very interestingly, that was a label that was established in the mid-19th century to distinguish between stones that were more commonly found in nature and stones that were rare. And the original list of precious gemstones included pearls, opals, rubies always, and amethyst.
Ah, yes.
Believe it or not, right? But then when they discovered a huge deposit of amethyst in Brazil in the 1800s, and they flooded the market with that material, the value and the rarity dropped.
Okay.
And so today, amethyst is a semi-precious stones. But when you talk about rare gemstones like zavarites, like Paraiba tourmalines, like spinels, they are, if you base on the original meaning of the word precious gemstones, these are precious, not semi-precious. So that's a huge misconception and very interesting when I first found that out.
I think I've now found out more about gemstones than I've ever known in my
Yeah.
entire life in the last 15 minutes.
I am getting an education. Yeah. And I was curious as well because you mentioned so many things. There is so much to know about gemstones, spotting fakes from the real ones. How hard is it to scale up the business? Because you need very specialized knowledge, people can trust. And you're mentioning a team of how many right now? And you're expanding as well. How do you go through that process? And what are the challenges in expanding Madly?
Ooh, so we started with a team of 2, just me and a designer, and now we're a team of 15, and hopefully we'll grow. But I think one of the biggest challenges, we're still small.
A family business?
No, I don't see it as a family business because I don't run it as a family business. And, when you ask any of our staff, they will also tell you it doesn't feel like a family business. And I think we very much run on meritocracy. That means that if you are the best person for that job, it doesn't matter how you're related to me, you're the best person for the job. And very often, that person is not related to me. You know what I mean? And when it comes to scaling, I think one of the biggest challenges, not just but I think many entrepreneurs will face is that of staffing and culture and maintaining that culture and your values. Because when you expand to different countries, there are other cultures. And then when there's more people, it can change your corporate culture and your values. And it's so important to stay true to who you are and to remember why you started in the first place. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges. When I started Madly, it was always supposed to be like a collaborative spirit. So we want people to be collaborative, to have fun. There should be laughter. And so sometimes when you get different people coming in, the whole mood and vibe can become too serious, or people can be too precious about their own work and they stop sharing and stop collaborating. So it's really important to be involved and to make sure that, hey, this is not who we are, guys. We need to share. We need to collaborate. We need to speak to each other. We should not be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes a designer may not get a design, not because she's not good, she just doesn't get this client. Or maybe her style is not what this client is looking for. And she must not be afraid to ask for help or collaborate with another designer. And we want that because at the end of the day, I have this firm belief a client's not always right, but they come first.
Yes.
Always. So you do what's right for the client, know what's best for you.
Pearls of wisdom from Maddy Barber, founder of Madly Gems. Keep growing, keep shining bright like a diamond. It's been a gem of a conversation.
Thank you, guys.
Stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.